Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in again, I appreciate it. And now you know one of my little secrets. Yes, besides trying to be an author, I am an artist. I've been an artist since my teens. I've come to know the material, the papers I like to use, the medium I like to use. I know so much about it. But what does this have to do with writing? Very simple. I mentioned this in one of my earliest blogs, that sometimes in order to create a character or flesh them out, you got to make something interesting about them. Now, the easiest thing for me is to write about or give a character a gift of something I'm familiar with, especially when it's firsthand. I know what it feels like when I'm creating an image, how I got it to look in my mind and what I want to convey on the paper. I know how it makes me feel, the passion. I know what materials I want to use. I know what it feels like to hold a pastel in my hand, how it's cool, how it almost feels like an extension of my arm or even my fingers, and whether I want to go with a gentle stroke with it to get certain effects, or if I want to go something really harsh to get a more striking effect, or do a blend of both. I know these things. I know all about it. I also work with vine charcoal for just black and white pieces. Now these, unlike the pastels, are very soft and they can break so easily. You have to use an entirely different type of stroke in handling it. You have to be ever so gentle, and if you want to use a sharp edge to get a certain, a hard edge to it, you use the very edge of it, or you want to kind of wear it down so you get a nice blurry effect that you can just spread with your fingers sometimes. I know these things. And if I decide to make a character and I want to make them an artist, I have this knowledge in my head that I can give to that character to make them seem more. What kind of art are they doing? Now me, I do pastels and soft pastels and charcoal. My wife is an artist too. She'll do acrylic paints, watercolors, collage pieces. She works in totally different mediums than I do, and sometimes she'll use my pastels and whatnot too. But the creating process is different. Now why do I not, now you might even ask yourself, okay, why does this guy not use paints and stuff? Why are you using pastels and stuff? Again, this is something I've given to one of my characters. I cannot handle a paintbrush to save my life. I get shaky hands. I have some health conditions that I'm not going to go into right now. I don't want to. I'm going to share that with you in another vlog down the road. I don't feel up to it today. But I don't have as much control with a paintbrush, and that bothers me. I mean, I can do a piece, but it's not up to the quality of what I can sometimes get with my mediums. So it's like, and I don't know intimately enough how to mix those paints and get the right effects. My wife could describe that. And if I wanted to do a character who did use paints, I can talk to her. That's another thing you can do sometimes. Talk to somebody who's an expert, or at least an expert to you, who really knows a certain subject, and start asking them, how does it feel when you're creating? What's going through your mind? Is it all autopilot, certain parts, or how much concentration is going into the piece itself? Ask somebody else. Get as much information, intimate information from them as possible, and let them know why you're asking these questions. They're probably going to be more than willing to help you. And by letting the audience inside this character's head as they're creating, that passion, that concentration, what worries are going through their mind as they're putting this piece together, that character not only becomes more real to the audience, they become a person. You're almost holding your breath with them. They're on that final little bit where they just got to put in the final touches, and if they do it wrong, it just can ruin the whole piece. The audience can be holding their breath along with the character until, okay, the danger is past. You've drawn your audience in. Again, you're letting the people inside the character to know what their thoughts are, their worries, their concerns. Otherwise, you got somebody very flat and two-dimensional that the people are like, I don't care what happens to this character. Maybe they'll get off in the next scene. That might be cool. That would make them interesting. I've seen this happen before. So that's part of the reason why I'm bringing this up. Now, besides what goes through the creative process that the artist is going through, what about the subject matter they do?